Pew, bam, wham, kapow. Welcome to the Out of Capes podcast for Flash, Season 1, Episode 12, titled Crazy for You. This is a weekly podcast focusing on the CW's The Flash series, and I am your co-host, Staffa.
And I'm Eric.
How's it going, Eric?
I'm good.
Awesome. So the way how this show is structured for listeners who are new to this show, we're going to first talk about last night's episode of The Flash, and then we're going to review and rate it, and after that, we're going to close out the show for people who don't want to hear spoilers or potential spoilers and theories, but then after the closing, we're going to have that spoiler warning and go into spoilers. So, you ready to roll?
Yep.
Alright. And I want to apologize for the sound of the garage door if anyone can hear that. So anyways, let's talk about last night's episode. A lot of stuff happened.
I know, like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it seemed all over the place.
Mm,
So what do you want to start talking about first, as far as what happened?
I don't know. We can start off with the villain.
All right. So the villain, I believe her name is like LaShawn Baez.
Yeah.
But they kept on calling her Shauna on the show, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they're going with, just Shauna.
Or that's just like her nickname. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. So her code name is Peekaboo,
Peekaboo.
which is probably the worst code name yet.
Worse than Rainbow Raider.
Yes.
Well, I love too.
Worse than Pied Piper, because Pied Piper even though Pied Piper has nothing to do with like his ability.
Yeah. What I love is like the two most lamest names, Rainbow Raider and Peekaboo, were both done by Caitlin. All the other names are done by Cisco.
Maybe that's intentional.
Yes, probably.
So from what I understand from Peekaboo in the comics, I had to look her up because I never heard of this character before. In the comics, she is a character who basically she was trying to save her dying father who needed a new kidney, and like she became a nurse and she wanted to donate her own kidney to him, and
Because she had the ability every time someone touched her, she would teleport. So
okay.
one of the reasons why she couldn't donate her own kidney was that if someone touched her, she would just teleport.
Alright. So, yes, and so she eventually, led to a life of crime to try to save her father, and apparently she didn't want to be a villain. She wanted to be a superhero, but because of her, going towards a life of crime, the other heroes treated her poorly, so she never really became a hero. She just stayed a villain.
Yeah.
That's from what I understand.
Yeah.
But from the watching her on the show, so I was like, she's Nightcrawler.
Yeah, she's Nightcrawler.
Like,
she's basically Nightcrawler, and then also, the whole what you said, her whole story in the comics was a better story than this one. It's just she has run unrequited love towards this dude that just doesn't feel the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was like really obvious he did not feel the same way about her, like right off the bat.
Yeah, she's like, you would do the same for me, and just instantly changes the subject.
Yeah, and she's like, let's run away from here and get a fresh start. And he's like, oh, let's use your powers to do stuff.
Yeah, to make get me money so I can pay back this dude.
Yeah. Um, I mean,
I
I had a few issues with her as a character. I mean, one, they didn't really do much with her
Yeah,
personality wise. Also, the fact that she was using a what's it called, like a pocket telescope.
yes,
She was using that as a weapon.
and
Like,
how Barry couldn't stop her from hitting him, yet he's super fast. He
and
can but he can't stop her from hitting him with a telescope.
and well, I mean, I kind of like the fact that because she's teleporting all over the place. Uh, you know, I thought that the it made more sense for him to like try to find a new solution to defeat her. Made sense. Unlike like the last episode, he went against the Royal Flush Gang in the very beginning of the episode, and he could have just easily clotheslined all three of them, but instead, for no reason, had to like find an alternate solution.
Or, he could have just ran up on her, threw a towel over her head, and she would have been fine. He would have stopped right there. Like, just throw like something over her head so she couldn't see.
But he had nothing to throw over her head. That was the point. And the fact that he had to like improvise and take out all the lights, I thought that was a cool idea. I like that.
I thought he would have done it beforehand, not just wait until they're already driving away to take out the lights.
Um, I didn't like how she like she broke into the prison like just not even concealing herself.
No,
Like you'd expect someone to like, I don't know, dress up like a ninja or like at least have a ski mask on, something.
no, really, she was just like in a party dress.
Yeah. Like it made no sense. It's like are you seriously gonna like have her dress like this even when she's breaking into prison. The camera has got a glimpse of her. Um, like when they were robbing that armored car later on, it was the same thing. Like she
Yeah, I
isn't.
see her face,
Yeah.
so
Like anyone can easily ID her.
yep,
So I that part made no sense. But I mean, like I mentioned, I did like the scene at the end where he had to start taking out the lights in the tunnel. I thought that was kind of cool.
yep.
Um,
The part I had problem with that scene is the dude leaving. Like, wouldn't Flash see the dude running away, or he'd still probably be in the tunnel if he had to run through that tunnel.
yeah, how did that dude just go all Houdini?
Go after him.
She's like, he's gone.
I
So
was like,
the one person out of all three of them, the one person who has no powers to uh get out of the place is the one who got away.
yep.
So she has teleporting powers. Flash has super speed, and the other dude has Jack, but yet he was able to.
He just
Uh,
runs out of the darkness, and somehow Flash doesn't see him,
yup, it's a
or Flash
magical
doesn't go
moment.
after him. The thing I had was this whole episode, like they had Peekaboo, but she didn't feel like the main part of the episode. She felt like a side note.
Yeah.
Kind of like going with so much stuff in the episode. She kind of was like the villain, but also represented like the unquieted love that was the main theme through the whole episode with
hmm
Barry and Iris and Ronnie and Caitlin.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they could have done a better job, uh, you know, using her as a character rather than just using her for the action scenes, which I thought the action scenes were pretty cool. Like
They were
the
cool.
the warehouse, or whatever the heck that is, power
Everything.
plant.
Yeah. And he's like chasing her up the stairs and everything.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool scene too. Uh, but like she was basically there just for these cool action scenes and not really there for an actual character.
Yeah.
Marcus Stockheimer, who is Clay Parker's boss, or the person
Yeah,
that Clay Parker owed money to. Is he like going to be I don't know, like an important part of the story or anything, or is he just like a one-time thing?
I think he's probably a one-time thing.
Okay, because like the way how he was like he's when he saw Peekaboo and her powers, and he wanted to obviously take advantage of her. I don't know, like I didn't know if they were gonna go with that he's gonna start using metahumans to do his business or what.
Hopefully not.
Okay. Um. So what else we want to talk? Let's I know I got some notes here, but let's skip around on the notes. I want to talk about Cisco and Hartley.
Okay.
Um, like I thought their scenes were pretty interesting.
Yes.
I mean, some quite a bit of it felt pretty slow because it was basically Cisco saying I don't trust you and Hartley saying trust me. But
Yeah.
I did think it was interesting with what they went with eventually. Though their fight scene was a little bit far fetched because both these guys are basically nerds,
Yes.
and like you have Cisco doing like this roundhouse kick and doing this judo throw and everything, and
It's their thing though. He's not like I felt it was more believable for Cisco to be doing that kind of stuff. He was doing like some wrestling moves, not like freaking jumping up and doing like karate kind of thing.
I
I had
mean,
no
like,
problem with him fighting though.
I would have
I thought,
expected these two guys to go into a slap match because because they're nerds, they don't know how to fight,
I know, but
but like
I had no problem with it.
I mean, like what I'm going with is the choreography of that fight was too good
Yeah.
for it to be like two nerds, basically roughhousing each other.
You never know. Cisco might have came from a bad neighborhood and he had to learn to survive on his own.
Man, he had like a Nintendo shirt today. Come on now, he didn't have to learn how to survive. His
He,
survival was in Super Mario.
he also had a Big Bang Theory shirt because
So,
people were complaining about were thinking that was amazing because he's wearing Big Bang shirt and Big Bang Theory wears a Flash shirt.
uh-oh, that's so meta.
I know.
That is meta. So, the Flash is a form of media in the Big Bang Theory, and Big Bang Theory is a form of media in the Flash. It's a circle of
Yes.
life.
Yes.
Um, how many ear bombs does Hartley have?
I don't know. Like, where did he get that one? I watched it twice, episode twice, and I still don't understand how he got that.
They're always bloody too. Like he has these bloody ear bombs.
Yeah, it's like, how is he making these things?
Is it his superpower? Does
I
he
don't know.
like generate those with his biologically? Does he generate them?
I don't know, but he somehow is able to always get them.
Um, I
There's the other
guess.
thing too, the whole scene of him escaping. Okay, the dude just escaping through a police station without anyone watching him.
Hmm.
Like, well, he's well known. Like, they saw his face. Police know what he looks like, and he's just walking around the police station. Because the whole scene of Cisco and Hartley watching the footage was in Barry's office.
Yeah.
Like,
How they get inside Barry's office?
exactly. I think probably Cisco can get in because he did the whole thing for the Flash, or not for the police force with the shields. So I think Cisco could probably get in,
Doing the
but
live demonstration in the middle of the lobby.
I don't know how Hartley was able to get out without anyone noticing.
Yeah. Um. Anything else we want to say about them two before we move on?
Um, No.
Since we talked about Cisco and Hartley, let's move on to like Ronnie and Dr. Stein.
Okay.
I thought the like the frame by frame replay footage that they're going through
Yes.
look goofy because it's like in the middle of this like heat wave you see Ronnie's face just facing up.
Exactly.
It's like okay, we got
This was like when they first start the footage, it's like above, like you see the top of his head, and they're like, okay, let's go frame by frame, and then somehow it automatically goes like right at that level of like the side of Bernstein. It goes from above him to down below
hmm
after one frame. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
like I get that they want to show that it's Ronnie,
Yes.
but if they wanted to show that it's Ronnie and like somehow put his face in there, they shouldn't have made like the camera angle, from top to bottom.
Yes.
Why is his face just randomly facing upwards towards the camera?
Yes.
Like like if it was like a, like like a camera that's on the wall,
Yeah.
like up top in the corner. That would make more sense to like be able to see his face rather than oh this is like a sky cam that has his face just conveniently looking straight upwards.
Yep.
But I suppose that they like you mentioned last week on the podcast, they are going with that Ronnie and Dr. Stein are combined together and make Firestorm.
Yes. And I can get into that more in the next about the spoiler section about next episode because that kind of goes with it.
All right. So what else we want to talk about? I guess let's talk about Barry. Um, Barry got friend zoned again. He is no longer like even though he revealed his secret to Iris, a few episodes ago. He landed back into that friend zone. It's like, "Hey, I'm going to help you, Iris." And then I'm gonna just show up to Iris's place uh tonight to help her out. Oh, friend zoned.
Station. That's what doesn't make sense. Like you showed up at the police station. Well, how do you know she's gonna be at the police station?
Yeah.
That's what I didn't understand.
And
I
like
understand her dad works there, and so does her boyfriend. But how do you know she's gonna be at the police station and
yeah,
not like where she works?
and why not call her ahead of time? We're living in the communication. We have the communication age. We got cell phones, we got text messaging, we got calling, Facebook.
According to that thing in the show too, like you just put your phone over and instantly sends over all your contacts.
Yep. You got apps to just tap people's phones and give them your phone number.
Yep.
So why doesn't he call her ahead of time and be like, hey, you wanna meet up? Instead, he's
I
like, I
don't know.
better go here and make myself look like a fool.
Yep.
Uh, Eddie seems to like have become like a non-character at this point.
I know.
He's more of a
I don't know the whole scene. Also, like I watched it, and he's like way too happy for me. It's like, oh hi Barry, we're gonna go see my mom, and we're running late. Like he's got
Yep.
like a really huge smile on his face. I was like, oh
He was acting like Hi Barry from when he was on the morphine.
yeah,
Like he's Barry. Sorry, Eddie has become more of a like a plot device at this point rather than an actual character.
yes. What I don't get is they were leading for him to actually be part of the show, and then now he's just more of a plot device.
Yeah.
But who
And
knows? He probably could come back later on.
yeah, I don't know. Like it's at this point with the show, it seems like they. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have some type of end plan with Eddie as a character, but like just from the past few episodes, it seems like they don't know what they're doing with him. Just because, they go from Eddie having the anti-Flash task force to Eddie, saving the Flash with a shield to Eddie just being a happy guy, like just having one line in the entire episode.
Do you remember Isabel Rochette from season 2 of Arrow?
Which character was she?
She was the one that took over Oliver's
Oh,
company.
yeah, yeah.
Remember how she just was gone for like a long period of time in episodes?
Yeah, because they didn't know
Because
what
they
to
had
do with
no
her.
idea. Yes, that's what I feel is happening with Eddie. They don't know what to do with her. They have her set up to be this one character, and then it's now revealed that he's not that character. So they have no idea what to do with that character.
Yeah, I don't know.
He
I
was
mean,
kind
like,
of like a red herring. Is the only reason he was in the show, and they try to build it up as he could be Reverse Flash, but then it's highly believed and kind of hinted at that he's not.
hmm yeah. I don't know. Hopefully they have some type of plan with him, but it's like just from the past few episodes, it seems like it seems like they don't. Just from the
Yeah.
past few episodes alone, though.
Okay. Do you want to talk
Um,
about Snowberry now?
yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Or Flash Freeze?
Sure. This was probably well, it went from to me. It went from like, okay, are they going with it? They're gonna have a relationship, and then it went to very awkward, and then it went to just goofy. I
Yes.
thought, like at least it ended off pretty funny to me, at least.
Yes. Like the
Um,
whole time I was watching, I was like, are they trying to like do Barry Caitlin now? I'm so confused by this.
yeah. Well, first off, I want to mention that she's like, oh, I don't always dress like a high school principal. It's like, no, you don't dress like a high school principal. You dress like you're a model, like at
Yes.
all times. So like they're trying to play it off as if she dresses like an average scientist, and then like all of a sudden, you know, what's the that movie with the girl with the ponytail and then like takes off the ponytail and glasses, and then is it She's All That or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like they're trying to have the She's All That moment with her, even though like at all times she's you know dressed up as if she's some fashion model. You know what I
I
mean?
know. It's just
Uh,
weird. And then her, like, she getting drunk, and Barry's just like, I can't get drunk, so it was like he was just sitting there.
yep.
I just don't understand the whole bartender thing. Like the bartender just ignored him the whole time. I don't understand that. Like why they kept making that a big point.
I didn't get it either. Does the bartender not want his money?
I don't know. Like he just was ignoring him.
He was like,
I
I
mean,
want
yes,
to, I
it
want to
brought in
pay my
Linda.
tab.
It brought in Linda, but it just
Like
whatever.
I I don't go to bars because I don't drink, so I
Yes.
don't really know firsthand what the environment is, but I'd assume a bartender would want their money.
The other thing too is like how that bar was set up. Like when you're sitting at the table, someone will come over to you. So going up to the bar, like that bar,
Uh-huh.
and trying to like close your tab was kind of like, and because even in that scene, early in the scene, they show her asking to set up a tab to a waitress. So why is he going up to the bar to just close his tab? Or
I don't
going up
know.
there to get water? That's what didn't make sense to me.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't go to bars, so I
Yeah.
don't know. It was a weird scene though. Uh, and apparently Barry is a professional singer.
Yes, that's kind of like they're just probably giving people what they want because Grant, who plays Barry, was an actor on Glee, so they're just kind of like, hey, here you go, he's singing.
Okay, so that actually was his singing, or
That was actually him singing.
oh, okay, I didn't know that. Like
Yep.
I was like, man, this is pretty high quality. Is this actually him singing, or is he like lip syncing?
It's him singing, and also they can, if they wanted to like explain how he's able to sing perfectly, is that he's the Flash, so he can just control his vocal cords, kind of like he does the fake voice.
um, but with all this, I did find the scene entertaining where Caitlin's like, did you take a peek at my goods?
Yes.
Like, oh, it's okay if you take a peek with all the good that you do.
Yep. Like that's so realistic.
I don't know. I thought it was funny, but it was I don't like you said earlier. I don't know if they're going with it. They're gonna have a relationship or what.
Yeah, I
It's,
don't know, but at the end it kind of seemed like he's like, well, she's like, I'll find someone new, blah blah. Instead of Ronnie, and then she kind of gives this look like Barry's that new person she's gonna obsess about. I was like, oh, great, love triangle now,
I mean,
or
like,
a love square because you have Iris, you have Linda now, and then you have Caitlin.
hmm. And they also had that one line where Barry said, "Look at us. We're in our 20s. We should be dating and da 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 da. You know, all that stuff."
Yeah.
So, I mean, that sounded like the same thing that he said to Felicity.
Yep.
And you know they were trying to hint with a potential but failed relationship with you know Bearlicity.
Yep.
Um, so I don't know, like it just seems like you know another part of the show where they're not quite sure what they want to go with.
Yes. To me, it
Um,
just kind of seemed like the Oliver Felicity thing all over again. That was great.
yeah, like they went through the exact same thing, like you know even with um Caitlyn walking in the bar with the dress and everything, and Barry going wow, and you know all that stuff.
Yep.
Like everything was the exact same. Like the only difference was Caitlyn got herself drunk and goofy.
Yep.
So let's talk about Linda real quick.
Linda.
Yeah, Linda Park, who is um a sports uh reporter.
Yes. This is also the third time she's appeared in this universe.
Is it?
Yes. She's been played by this someone different on Arrow and in the Flash pilot.
Okay.
Like you remember in the pilot, there's that reporter saying that the blah blah has exploded and everything.
Yeah.
So that's the same Linda Park. So they changed the actors, kind of like Black Canary.
I want to say kind of like Black Canary because that's no. I wouldn't say that at all because the Black Canary situation is more like they.
No, I'm talking about like in the pilot episode, Sarah was replaced by a different actress.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I get what you're saying now. Yes.
They replaced Sarah in season 2 of Arrow with Katie.
Yeah. Yeah, they had like a brunette girl,
Yeah.
and then they changed her to yeah.
But yeah, Linda is just weird because uh, she is actually like more related to Wally West than it is Barry, because she's the girlfriend and eventual wife of Wally West,
Hmm.
who succeeds Barry as the Flash. So that's where I'm like, I don't know where they're gonna go with this. Like,
I
is
don't think
Wally the same age as Linda? So Wally and Barry are like the same age? I don't know.
I think that they're not gonna keep Linda around for long because Barry, like, this is how it's gonna go. In an episode or two, Barry's gonna he's gonna actually kiss Linda, and then he's gonna stop, and he's gonna be like, this is wrong. And then he's gonna be like, my heart's with someone else, and then he's gonna go back to to Iris. You know that's how it's gonna play out.
I think it is pretty soon that they do. No, well, that's spoilers.
That's how it's gonna play out.
I'll tell you right, and like, I really
Um,
can't say anything because it's spoilers. So
Okay. Let's talk about that then.
we'll talk
Obviously,
about
we
this
talked
as well.
about Barry and Iris and all that.
Yeah.
The last scene with them two,
Yeah.
or him and her and the Flash. Uh,
Okay, the cell phone photo. The cell phone photo I don't get.
the cell phone photo should not be that sharp.
No. So I mean, someone I saw somewhere someone's like maybe if she recorded video and she just slowed it down, but there's no way a phone could be able to do that. Slow down that much.
Yeah. Plus,
Like,
she wasn't aiming the phone at him as well.
yeah. I
Like
just don't understand how she got the photo.
that photo she took is more clear than photos that I take with my phone where I'm holding still.
Yes.
Like I can hold still and try to hold my hand steady, and the person or whatever I take a picture of will still end up being blurry.
Yeah.
Maybe they live in the future where cell phones are amazing. Cell phone cameras.
Maybe. Or maybe Barry went back in time and took the photo just for her. So Barry knows about the photo. That she knows that she took a photo and took the photo using her phone.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, yeah, there you go. That's how he helped her with her story. Took a photo of the Flash. I mean, that's kind of the whole overall thing is I'm kind of liking is that people are actually starting to like know Flash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like in the first scene.
Yeah, like the first scene where people know he's the Flash, like, thank you, Flash. So Flash is kind of becoming like a well-known name, unlike freaking Arrow, where he's like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hide in the shadows.
Yep. Um, let's talk about Barry and his dad real quick.
Okay,
So
those
there
emotional scenes.
was that.
They're so emotional.
Yep. Does
I
it
like
make you want to go to your dad and tell him that you love him?
yes.
So we have more interactions in this episode between Barry and his dad than any other episode.
Yes. Which is
Uh,
why
which is why what?
I have a feeling he might be dying soon
Hmm. Interesting.
because that's the next thing. It's either him or Joe because Barry needs that like father figure to die. He's
I
not gonna kill anyone else in the show. So
yeah.
and by
I mean like
having him dad, it kind of like sets him off to the next level.
I mean, like they were pretty quick with Barry's dad figuring it out.
Yes.
Like he didn't just beat around the bush. He straight up said it. He straight up said, "Hey, if my son's the Flash, I would tell him it's dangerous, but I love him, and he's a hero, and he needs to be careful, but he should not stop what he's doing, because what he's doing is important.
And also, like, I think it was the third one. Third thing he said was, he goes, I would tell him that I love him and I'm proud of him as my son. Like, and then like they have Barry's like trying not to cry. I was like, this is, like he clearly knows who it is.
Yeah, Barry should be like, okay, Dad, it's me.
To me, it kind of sounded like it was kind of like the Quentin thing in Arrow, where like he knows Barry, like Quentin knows someone knows who the Arrow is, but he just doesn't want to know who it is.
hmm
With this, it's Barry's dad knows Barry's the Flash, but he understands that Barry can't tell anyone that he's the Flash.
hmm
That's what it kind of seemed like to me.
Hey, he tells people left and right who he is. Why doesn't he tell his dad? Everyone in Star Labs. He told
Yes.
Joe. He anyone who visits Star Labs. Team Arrow.
Plastique.
Yeah, Plastique.
Hartley
Um,
doesn't know, though.
huh?
Hartley doesn't know.
Okay, maybe not him, but that what's her name? Diggle's ex-wife,
Oh, yeah.
fiance, whatever.
Yep.
You
It's
know, he
now.
he tells everybody left and right, but when it's his dad, Dad, wouldn't you think that you'd be the first to know?
Here's the other thing, too. We're in a prison, so he doesn't know. Like, they probably have video and audio kind of thing. That's the other thing, too.
Hmm.
I'm I wouldn't be surprised if they actually have video in the hospital because most prisons, every room has some form of video.
Uh,
That's so it was a safe environment for him to tell his dad.
Also, I think it's funny that Barry's dad got stabbed by Bret Michaels.
Okay, I sent you something about that dude because that dude actually is like well known.
Oh, is he?
Where is it? I'll see if I can find it. Okay, the dude is played by a guy named Scott McNeil.
Okay.
And the dude's a voice actor. He was a nihilist in Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes. He was Ace the Bat Hound in Crypto the Super Dog. He's Wolverine in X-Men Evolution. He's Piccolo in the original English dub of Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a well-known like superhero show voice person.
And they made him look like Bret Michaels.
Yep. They made him look like Bret Michaels with a bandana and the really long hair.
I just thought it was funny that Barry, like, he basically used intimidation to get the information out of him, but he didn't keep up his side of
I don't
the
think he was
deal.
ever going to screw the guy over for beating up his dad. I think he was ever going to keep up his side of the bargain.
That was funny though. He's like, wait, what about me?
Yep.
Um. Okay, we
There you
got
go.
anything?
Is the ending.
Yeah, with Gorilla Grodd.
Yep.
Yeah, and
You can barely see, but you can tell it's a gorilla.
he looked pretty good. Like,
Yep.
I mean, for a CG, animated gorilla on a TV show, and that's the key thing here. It's a TV show, not like a big blockbuster movie.
Yep.
For a TV show, he looked decent.
Yep.
Then again, it was really dark, and it's easier to make something look good in the dark than it is, um, in light.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looked decent for a TV show. Didn't look terrible.
No. Well,
Um,
all the scene I thought was Killer Croc because it was in the sewers.
but the sewers also said Grodd everywhere.
Yes, but you didn't see Grodd until like the very until that point. Up until then, it's just two dudes in the sewers.
Yeah, but like the first thing that they saw on the walls, it said Grodd all over the place.
I'm saying before you saw Grodd on the walls, I thought it was Killer Grodd.
Okay, all right. Anything else we want to talk about before we, wrap up the show and then talk about spoilers?
Not really.
All right. So let's review and rate. I believe I went first last time, so you want to go first this time?
Sure.
Out of 5?
I give it 5 Gorilla Grods.
You
I
give
like the episode.
5 out of 5?
Yep.
Hmm. That's a higher rating than I'm giving it.
Okay, what are
Uh,
you giving it?
I would give it 4 blurry cell phone pictures out of 5.
Okay.
Mainly because like I mentioned in the beginning of this podcast, this episode had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like I think it had maybe too much going on. It
Um,
was all over the place. I think they had too many things going on. They didn't focus enough on Shauna, who had like a really cool ability and uh, actually resulted to some cool action scenes,
yes.
but there just wasn't enough character development with her, and um, with like Barry and Caitlin, it was not sure what they're doing with that. And also, like we hardly saw any Harrison Wells, which I've mentioned last episode. He's the most interesting character of the show so far.
Yes.
So because of that, I mean it was a really good episode, but because of that, I give it a 4 instead of a 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Why you give it a 5?
I mean, truthfully, you said I can't do decibels or half rating, so I give it truthfully a 4.5, but I'm rounding up to a 5.
Mm. Okay. All right then.
Because I mean, I agree with what you said. That's why I just don't take it down a whole rating. I don't take it down from a 5 to a 4 just because of what happened.
I do.
Yes, you're more harsh on things than I am.
So let's wrap up the show before we go into spoilers, just for the listeners who don't want to listen to spoilers. Um, if you enjoy what we've been hearing, support us by liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter. You can leave an iTunes review. You can contact us by email. Our email address is capes@outofcontinues.com. That's if you want to, let us know what you think of, the current week's episode of The Flash. All these can be found on the website. That's www.outofcontinues.com/TV podcasts. You can also subscribe to us on youtube.com/outofcontinues. You can give me a tweet. My Twitter handle is @SayedStafa. That's @SAYEDSTAFA. And if you want to tweet at Eric, you're out of luck because he doesn't like you.
No, that's not the reason why.
He doesn't like Twitter.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, anyways, with that said, I am one of your co-hosts, Stafa.
And I'm Eric.
We'll see you either next week or we'll see you in the spoiler section in a moment. So, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Spoilers. That's your final warning. We're not doing any more spoilers. My singing is better than Grant Gustin's.
Okay.
So let's talk about spoilers. I guess Grodd. Do we have
Okay,
any?
Grodd.
Do we have any information on when we're gonna see him in an
I
episode?
don't know. All I know is that the CGI for him was done recently for this
Uh-huh.
episode. Like on Jeff Johns' birthday, they showed Jeff Johns the CGI of Gorilla Grodd. That's all I know.
Hmm.
To me, it kind of seemed like he's not. They're probably not gonna like. He's gonna be like this underlying villain, and then season 2 is when he's really gonna show up.
Hmm. Or maybe they don't bring him up until like very late in the season. I
Probably.
I really hope
We're at the halfway point of the season, though. That's the thing.
I really hope that they don't just use him for like one episode and that's
Yes.
it. Um, I mean, like if they're spending this much time just working on the CG for him, they'd wanna like milk that that model as much as possible. You know. Do you think he's gonna have like mind control?
I don't know. I know that he's probably gonna be very intellectual. I'll probably think that's the reason, but other than that, I have no idea.
So you think he's just gonna be like a smart gorilla and that's it?
Probably one of those smart gorillas that can talk.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna give him mind control ability because um, I don't think that that's one thing that they want to do on the show because they didn't give Pied Piper mind control
No.
or hypnosis or whatever that ability he has. So I think that they're not gonna go with villains with mind control. It because they already kind of did that in a way with Rainbow Raider. Well, it wasn't exactly mind control, but it was still, hey, it's the good guy gone bad guy,
Yeah.
and like, they can't really. I mean, they can't overdo that.
No.
So, um, what other spoilers we want to talk about?
The Matrix.
All
So
right.
Firestorm. The next episode is they try to separate the two people, and from what I can tell in the description, they actually do. Problem is that General Lex Luthor, as you call him,
Yep.
tries to hunt them down, and so they have to decide if it's better to be two different people or one person together.
Hmm. Okay. So it's gonna be focused on him, on
Yes.
Firestorm.
Yep.
I
I
I
think
I
next
hope I hope
episode.
that they flesh out Caitlyn's character some more because so far all she has been is, oh, my fiance this, my fiance that.
Yes.
Like that's all her character has been so far.
Yep. I'm still
Um,
waiting for the accident.
for her to become Killer Frost.
Even then, she'll probably have some obsession with Ronnie because that's in the comics.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I was going to think. No, I forgot it. Do you want another spoiler?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so like you were saying, in probably a few episodes, I think it was like 15 or 16, there's like photos, like I've talked about this earlier, of Barry and Iris kissing. So that kind of goes with your whole like Linda not gonna last that long.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my spoilers.
Yeah. I mean, like, it just seems it just seems very obvious that that's what they're gonna go with because, like from the very first episode, Barry wants Iris,
Yes.
and
Barry's supposed to be with Iris.
yeah, as
The
we know
Lord.
from the comics, he's gonna be with her. So this is just a distraction to be like, oh, he's trying out other women, but he
Yes,
knows
and
who
also
he
kind of made
loves.
her jealous too,
Yeah.
because she's like the whole like, oh, you have feelings for me, you're supposed to wait for me, kind of thing, and then he clearly has moved on since she's with Eddie, which I don't understand. You first of all, you're dating a guy, you're living with him, so why the hell are you jealous that your best friend has a girl now?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
Because
don't understand.
because it takes it takes people don't realize what they have lost until they see someone else. with that person.
Yes.
And then she'd be like, "What have I done? I want him for myself."
Yep.
Um, any other spoilers that we got?
Um, Not really. Most of the spoilers that are well known are we've gone over in other show episodes.
Yesterday,
Travel and everything.
yesterday they revealed the Adams suit.
Yes.
I know that's Arrow, but
And actually, no, it's Flash. Released a photo and it's like Flash's outfit, and then right on next to it is like the same way how Flash is on like one of those like gurneys. They have another gurney right next to it, and it's Adam's suit because
okay, so,
Starlight who helped Ray make it.
okay, so that's actually gonna be on the Flash where he gets the suit.
Yes, or he's going to be working on the suit because Cisco and him become best friends according to the episode description.
Hmm. I
Which kind of
like
makes sense because Cisco made the Flash suit, so why wouldn't he make the Arrow suit?
I like the suit except for the helmet.
The helmet's a little weird. You're right.
It looks like he's ready to play some rollerball.
Maybe that's like just like that's a visor, so you can't really see his face. Like it darkens, whatever.
Like it goes either transparent like blue or something, or maybe even opaque.
Yes.
Like if it does that, then I think it would be a lot better. But like the way how it is with a
Clear
clear
visor.
visor, yeah, with his face completely exposed, it doesn't look good at all.
No, I think it's just that maybe they do that just so you can tell like that's the actor underneath it, wearing the
Hmm.
suit kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like they have the logo on the helmet too.
Plus the visor might change colors with CG,
Yes.
and that suit that they showed off. Um,
Kind of shows vitals, kind of like Iron Man kind of thing.
yeah. Um, like some people in the comments of the picture being posted around the internet were comparing it to Ant-Man, saying, oh, this looks better than Ant-Man, or Ant-Man looks better. I don't think comparing it to Ant-Man is a good comparison. It looks more like you could compare it with the Iron Man suit instead of the Ant-Man suit,
That's what I was thinking too.
because it looks very exoskeleton, like the Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
I do like how it looks though. I mean, other than his face being exposed, like I like how it looks.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, it looks nothing like the comics. I am angry. It needs to be spandex. I'm not one of those people.
Little suit that he wears where it's only like blue and red.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks fine. I like it. So that's basically it.
Yep.
All right. So uh, that's it for this week. Tune in again next week, and we'll talk about next week's episode, season 1, episode 13. What's
Nuclear Man.
the Nuclear Man? All
Yes.
right. See you guys later.
See ya.